Welcome back. Talk that shit. Got a very important episode here. Legends. Two legends. Pac and the great Nipsey. They run into a lot of comparisons. A lot of people like to compare the two. I was blessed enough to grow up and to be able to ingest music from both of them. So it's fair to say that I can give an open, direct, and educated opinion on the two gentlemen. Not personally, because of course I didn't know them personally, but I was able to watch their journeys. And I can tell you there were nothing like it. Tupac was a damaged young man searching for his identity. He had been through so many phases in his life that he didn't know who he was. He grew up with a Black Panther mom where he was taught the Black Panther way of thinking and the Black Panther legacy, and heard the story about his father and all that good stuff. And he went on to dance at an art school where he was taught to be in touch with his artistic side and to be open to his feelings and to express them through dance and music and literature and poetry. Then he became the background dancer for Digital Underground. Then he became his Thug Life, Outlaw Immortal, and then he started kicking it with New York bosses that ended up getting him caught up in stuff where he caught allegations that come with the territory of being a rapper. And he was shot, and then he was still in jail, and then Suge Knight bailed him out of jail, and he became a mob pyro, and while playing the role of a mob pyro, he decided to stump out a hitter, and then the hitter came back and hit him, and then it's Tupac's story. Tupac was a young man when he died. So it's understandable that he was trying to find himself. He was still in his, mid-20s, early 20s? Most men don't see the vision until they're 30 and up. It's when it all starts to click, if they haven't ruined the processor. Everything becomes clear. We start taking straight lines to where we want to go instead of taking the long route. You can hear it in his music. None of it's consistent. You got Brenda's Got a Baby, and then you got That's Why I Fucked Your Bitch. You got Holla If You Hear Me, and then you got Bomb First, and then you got Toss It Up, and then you got Dear Mama, and then you got So Many Tears, and then you got Hail Mary. And it's everywhere. But that's who he was. He was an artist. He was a poet. He expressed himself, how he was feeling that day. It came out in his music. He was a ball of emotion. And his emotion, it was contagious. That's what made Tupac as great as he was. You listen to his music, you felt like him. I woke up and screamed, "Fuck the world." They try to say that I don't care. I'm telling you, I was there. I felt it. I woke up like that in my mid-20s. Many a day. Felt like that. It was scattered. No clear direction of who he truly was, what he stood for, or the direction he wanted to go. Nip. Nip grew up in what I like to call stable instability. If you grew up in LA County, you know exactly what I mean. You grow up in gang-infested neighborhoods, understanding the gang politics, understanding the rules, understanding the structures, understanding what corners not to turn, because if we do turn those corners, we might not make it to turn those corners again. Understanding that certain baseball hats will get your cap knocked off. Understanding that certain shoestrings do not go on your shoe, whether they came with that shoe or not. We understood this. It was stability, but it was very, very unstable. We're not supposed to live like that, but we adapt to it. And the stability comes from the instinct. The environment. It was ferocious, but it was constant. It didn't change. You know what it is. You know the consequences, the repercussions for certain activities. It's constant. It didn't change. He understood the circumstances, so it allowed him to understand that step one was to escape. To escape, you had to get paid. To get paid, you had to do the next step. Then after the next step, there was a next step. There's a process. Nip completely understood this because it was black and white. His environment wasn't constantly changing. His circumstances weren't constantly changing. So it was easier for him to have a clear vision on, if I want to get out, this is the route that I have to take. Once he knocked down a goal, it was on to the next. That one down, on to the next. So on and so on. Allah, the marathon continues. He had a clear grip on his life. He had a clear understanding of the present. He had a clear understanding of the past. And he had a clear vision of what he wanted to do in the future. So their cloth, their upbringing, the fact that there was stable instability in Nip's world allowed Nip to already create the separation, because he was able to have the focus. You go listen to Kobe Bryant, you'll understand the separation. Another episode. I'm not gonna divert from where I'm at, but that created the separation. And the separation between the two, besides their vision, it only widens for Nip as we look at them musically. Your boy got those. I can't forget it. One of the things that propelled Jay-Z above the other great lyricists that people like to throw in conversations with him is that not only is he a great lyricist, when he's talking to you, he's giving you the game. As a hustler and somebody that's trying to get out, you appreciate that. In our environment, there's a saying that we grow up hearing. Snoop, please forgive me because you misled me on this one. But the phrase is that the game is to be sold, not to be told. share the game. Jay-Z shares the game. Jay-Z gave you the game, the how-to, that this is the plan, and this is the blueprint. That's the difference between Jay-Z and the people that you call great rappers. That's the separation. That's also what you got from Nip. As Nip was growing and learning and acquiring all this knowledge and understanding of how the world really worked, he was sharing it in his music. He was giving us that. Nip wasn't giving you the craziest bars. Nip was giving you the game. Nip was giving you the truth. Nip was giving you real life. Nip stood on his morals. Nip understood who he was. Nip understood the value in who he was. You didn't tell Nip what he was worth. Nip told you what he was worth. You didn't see Nip on major label. You seen, when Nip was on that major label, you seen that one song. That wasn't him. Go listen to that, I can't remember the song. It is by far one of the only songs from Nip I don't listen to. Coming straight out of Slauson. Yeah, that one. That was a label song. And after that, Nip went and grinded it out by itself. Nip blew up as an independent artist. Like I said, you didn't tell Nip his worth. He told you. Nip asked questions like, and made statements like, fuck how many albums you sold. What's the net? What? Confused niggas, huh? Fuck what label you on. What do you own? Huh? What? Fuck going gold. I'ma sell 60 albums at $1,000 a pop. Huh? What? It's the separation. It's the difference between the two. It's the understanding. Pac was full of passion. Nip was full of intelligence. Pac was emotional. Nip was cerebral. Pac made you want to fuck shit up. Nip made you want to fuck up the status quo. Nip told you to get your bread up and to get your status up. So while neither were the greatest lyricists, and both are legendary, if their careers were jobs, Pac is a social worker. Nipsey is a psychologist. Pac taught English. Nipsey taught math. Pac was art. Nip's economics. As a young man, I relate to Tupac. As a grown-ass man, I relate to Nipsey. TMC. Marathon continues.